Hi, this is Subathra Mylsamy, partner at AK Mylsamy and Associates. So today's video is going to be on the topic of, do you post photographs on Instagram or on Snapchat? You need to know what your legal rights are. So in today's era where we take for granted for posting photographs on the social medias, it is a must we know what and what not we can do. So we are going to be discussing about three major aspects in today's video. Number one is, what photographs are you allowed to take? Number two is, who owns the photographs which you take? And number three is, what happens to the photographs which you are not allowed to take and you take them? So what photographs are you allowed to take? Now, generally speaking, you are allowed to take all kind of photographs except with certain exclusions and clauses of anything which is not vulgar or obscene. But first and the primary concern is you need to get the consent of the person whom you're going to take a photograph, either if it is for any commercial purposes or for any artistic work or any other purposes. Consent is primary. Number two, if it is going to be, say, for any other purpose, say for example, for any media coverage or for any national security purpose for the government, photographs are allowed to be taken even without the consent of the person. So in case of any photographs which you have to take, say for example, in covering a property of the person, their belongings, or any of their artistic work or whatever they have depicted, it is a must that you take the consent of them. In case if you take it or publish it without their consent, it is for sure you need to meet the legal consequences. So at this point of juncture, it is at most important to understand that consent is a primary factor before any kind of photograph is being taken. The second aspect of who owns the photographs which we take. Generally, the person who clicks the photograph is said to be the owner of the photograph. Now, under the Copyright Act, it clearly states that for any artistic work, it is protected and the artist has the copyright for the photos taken. Say for example, in cases of if you are a hired photographer, say for a wedding event or for a modeling event or whatever event may be, all the rights will vest only with the person who has hired you. You do not hold any exclusive copyright of those pictures which you have taken. But however, if there is an agreement with the owner as such, and it has been allowed with the consent of the owner to showcase these photographs for you as a photographer, as a portfolio, that is allowed only after the consent with the owner as such. So what happens to the photographs that you click which you are not allowed to do so? Now these photographs which we have clicked without, say, the consent or the permission of the person, and if you start to upload them, then it attracts certain violations. And especially if you're going to use them for commercial purposes, it will attract violations online. For example, it is invasion of privacy, defamation, cyber stalking, as well as it attracts voyeurism. This is because it also violates a person's human rights and constitutional rights. And also the other important aspect is photography does not only involve with the intellectual property rights, it goes beyond that. It also depends on where the photographs are taken. For example, different countries have different rules and regulations, and also it depends on the cultural background of each and every country. So what may be permitted, say for example in USA, may not be required or permitted in the country of China or in the Middle Eastern states. So to a large extent, photography also, all the kind of photographs which you take and upload also depends upon the rules and regulations or the cultural aspects which are involved in various countries. So there might be some civil or some criminal actions taken against the photographers who have violated such rights. So it is at most important for photographers to understand and to know their legal rights, and primarily to get the consent from the person whom they're going to photograph. So please be vigilant about the laws and what you can photograph, what you cannot photograph, and how you can go about uploading your photographs. And please do seek the required permission from the owners. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you until then. Bye.